Hello sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is sweet Agege. Do you see how soft this butter bread is? What if I tell you you can make this right in your kitchen? Yes, you can. Now, if you're new to my channel, join the sweet team by clicking on that subscribe button right now. While you're at it, hit that bell and hit all notifications so you do not miss out on anything that I upload. And yes, look at this. This is 3 days later. It was not easy hiding this from the kids. I had to hide it because everybody wanted to finish it. It is still nice and soft. Let's get right into this recipe. We're gonna start by activating our yeast. Now, yeast and salt do not mix, so please, whatever you do, do not add the salt on top of the yeast or vice versa. On the other hand, yeast loves sugar and warmth. So what I'm going to do is that I have 1 cup of water right here. This is warm water. It is about 110 degrees. And it should be warm enough for your hands to stay in it and it doesn't burn you, but it shouldn't be cold. So I'm going to pour that into the bigger cup right here. To that, I'll add some of the sugar from the recipe. And so, like I said, yeast loves sugar and warmth. So when you mix the two together, it activates beautifully. So once I mix it up, to trap the warmth in there, I'm going to cover it up and set it aside. You can use a plastic wrap. In my Nutmeg video, I used the plastic wrap, but this time I'll use a plate and I'll set this aside. Now in here, I have bread flour. So today I'm using bread flour. You can use all-purpose or hard flour. To that, I'll add some sugar, nutmeg, and flavor of choice is pineapple. Today you can use butter flavor, vanilla, any flavor of your choice. I'm also going to add in my salt and I'm going to mix everything together until it is well combined. Next, I'll add in my butter. You can use margarine, but like I said in my previous video, the margarine in Ghana have a very high fat content, so you can use half of the amount that I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to mix everything together until it is well incorporated. So I'm just rubbing the butter into the flour. Okay, I create a well in the middle where we're going to pour in our yeast, and just look at that. It is nicely activated. You can see all the foamy bubbles on top, but when you move it, there is water underneath it. That is perfectly fine. Your yeast is good. Add it into your flour mix, and I'm going to go ahead and begin mixing it. And I want to mix this into a nice soft dough, not runny, not stiff, but perfectly nice and soft. So I have about 1/4 cup of warm water next to me, and I'll be adding that little by little until I have reached my desired consistency or texture. And as you can see, I try to add the water to the drier part of the flour, not the doughy part. That will give me an idea of where I'm at with the dough. My dough is coming together beautifully, so I'm going to go ahead and get my fingers in and begin kneading it into a beautiful soft dough. Yes, y'all, if you have a mixer, please by all means use it. I'm only doing this for presentation purposes. This is a workout. So yeah, I've mixed everything and my dough have come together beautifully. Just look at it. It is nice and soft, not stiff and not runny. This is just how you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up my work surface, and I'll transfer the dough and I'll begin kneading. This is in an effort to create gluten. To knead, you just want to use the heel of your palm to scoop it into the middle, and then you push it away. So you scoop and push until the dough begins to resist you, meaning it has created gluten. And when you push down on it and it bounces back, it is perfect. So I'll cover it and let it rest for about 20 minutes while I go ahead and prep my baking pans. And I got these from eBay. My big sissy pretty Nadu also got me a bigger one from Amazon. So you can check those sites. Just search for bread pans and they should pop up. I really don't care for these. The ones they have in Ghana for butter bread is like the best. Okay, these ones are a hustle, but in the end I realized that if you just butter it without adding flour, it comes out easily. And also adding a parchment paper to the bottom of your pan helps it release easily as well. So that is what I did. Like I said, I'm not really happy with these, but I just had to use it for presentation. You don't have to go out and buy one. You can bake it in a regular loaf pan. So our dough have been resting for about 15 minutes. The gluten have relaxed beautifully, so we can work with it very easily. So I cut it in half and I'm going to weigh it. You don't have to. This is in an effort to get as equal loaves as possible. Now I'll be using two methods to shape my loaf, my favorite being the rolling pin method, but you can also do it without a rolling pin. I love this method because it smoothens my dough and it makes it look more professional. Oh yeah, it makes it look and feel more professional, but you don't have to do this at all. Okay.
Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. We'll show you how to make pizza, jollof, banku and okra soup, sushi and pastries. All this and more. Sweet Agege.
So as you can see, the dough is looking nice and smooth, just like it will give you if you took this to the machine. And you just want to go ahead and roll this into a log and then transfer it into your bread pan. This is also very easy for beginners because you don't have to worry about making a perfect loaf. Okay, so you want to pinch it together just like this, and we'll lay it in our bread pan same side down. Okay, so now with the second one, you can just use your palm to press it out until it is nice and flat, and then you can begin rolling it into a loaf. Either way it works. Just choose the one that you like the most. Like I said, I like the rolling pin because it smoothens my dough much better. So you roll and tuck until you reach the end. Then you pinch it together to close the seam, and then you lay it into your bread pan same side down. Now you want to go ahead and cover it, but not entirely, because you want to be able to see it when you check on it. I transfer it into a tray and I'll cover it with a clean kitchen towel and keep it in a warm place until it doubles or triples in size. And I kept mine in my oven, and as you can see, it has risen beautifully. You don't want to keep moving the lid, so that is why I left just a little space in order for me to see. And the one on the right side of your screen actually rose much higher, so I'm going to be baking that first, and then I'll add the second one into the oven later. Now I baked 2 batches, and this is the first batch that I just brought out of the oven. I allowed this to rise right before the dough touched the lid, so I didn't let it rise a lot higher, and this is what it looks like now. And I also buttered and floured my bread pan. So I had a little challenge trying to get it out. So I used the spatula to dig into the sides to release it from the pan. The spatula did a good job because it released beautifully, and I'm adding this part to the video just so you know, in case you want to buy this bread pan, you know how it works. And yeah, that's how I released it. It was beautiful. The bread was nice and soft, absolutely delicious. It was out as soon as it came out of the oven. So yeah, the kids were ready for it. Everything was gone, and it looked just like Ghana butter bread. Now this is the second batch that I made, and as you can see, the lid released easily, and with a couple of smackdowns on the sides of the bread pan, it released beautifully. And remember, I had parchment paper on the bottom of it, and this one rose just a bit higher than the first batch. So as you can see, the edges are nice and sharp. I don't know which one you like, if it's the first one or the second one. Either way, it was both delicious. It was both very nice and soft. Ensure that it cools down nicely before you begin cutting. That's if you can wait, because I usually cannot wait because I like my butter melting on my bread. But hey, it is fine. For the recipe's sake, allow it to cool completely. Slice it up for the kids, because my kids, I don't want them messing with the knife, especially the younger one. So I slice everything and I keep it in a bag or airtight container. You don't want to leave this out once it cools down, because it's going to get hard. Preserve it in a bag. I think Ghana chole ulunka bag. And yeah, that is the twist tie gallon size bag. You can put it in there and preserve it, and this should last your family for up to a week. If you're not gonna finish everything the same day though, please tie it up and keep it in your freezer, and once you bring it out and it thaws, it should be nice, fresh and soft. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give your girl a thumbs up, share and subscribe to my channel, and ensure that you put your notification bell on so you do not miss out on anything that I upload. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Agege. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the Sweet team, y'all know I love you. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.
Cinnamon buns are in. Mommy, can I have one of the bread?
Yeah.
Can you put butter on mine?
You want butter today?
Yeah.